PlayStation Studios boss Hermen Hulst has said the platform holder is reevaluating how we operate as part of its decision to lay off 900 employees worldwide. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the gaming industry, Sony Interactive Entertainment has announced the closure of its London studio, resulting in the dismissal of approximately 900 employees. The decision marks a significant shift in PlayStation's strategic direction and underscores the challenges facing the gaming giant in an increasingly competitive market.
Right now, in 2024, this news is incredibly brutal. It is wild that the industry continues to implode. Embracer is one of the biggest gaming conglomerates, backed by billionaires, and they've been mass buying up everything from Deus Ex to Tomb Raider to everything else, and then they fired a bunch of the devs that were even working on those projects. These companies, the biggest problem with video games, and I'm being dead serious about it, let me tell you the problem with video games. It's not necessarily microtransactions. It's not necessarily overpriced games or short experiences or glitchy graphics. In my opinion, the biggest problem with video games is that investors make the art. The coolest experiences, the craziest, flashiest, 5-phase mutant with titties that shoot lava milk, that's the kind of stuff that people make to entertain us. And now it's being funded by people that pick stuff by blindly asking what sells the most. And if it doesn't sell, they fire you for it. Now, here's the part of it that's extra bizarre to me, which is the fact that it sounds like PlayStation is betting on the impossible. This is Hermen Hulst. He's one of the heads of PlayStation Worldwide Studios, and he said essentially that they need to start finding other ways to make money outside their typical blockbuster first-party games. Like, consider it. What sells the most PlayStation 5s? It's games like Spider-Man. It's games like God of War Ragnarok. It's games like Horizon. It's those huge, big, giant, single-player, focused narrative experiences. That's what PlayStation, in my opinion, has really built their brand on for about the last 12 years. You do get games like Killzone and SOCOM sprinkled in there. You get other styles of games, but the stuff that's selling consoles is Days Gone, it's Knack 3, it's stuff like that. So the fact that they're actually saying, hey, we need to print money with our live service games or we can't keep making big narrative games is insanity. Helldivers 2 is a huge success for PlayStation, but they just ate the cost of Last of Us live service game completely folding. All of this, in my opinion, just completely sucks. I don't like the fact that PlayStation is becoming afraid of their own shadow.
We need to deliver our expectations from developers and gamers and continue to propel future technology in gaming, so we took a step back to ensure we are set up to continue bringing the best gaming experiences to the community. Okay, so before I read more from a puffy PR statement from a guy who's about to ride a golden parachute into the sunset and spend the rest of his life at the beach, I'll just say it, this sucks. It sucked when Xbox did it a few weeks ago. It sucked when it happened to Riot recently, in Eidos Montreal, and Sega, and Twitch, and Discord, and People Can Fly, and tons more studios, and it keeps happening, and it isn't stopping, and when it does, it always impacts the average employee, and not the C-suite CEOs who tend to announce record corporate profits within weeks, or even days of these layoffs. They don't even call them layoffs. They say we're refocusing our shift potentials, or downscaling our output divisions, or changing the way we approach the evolving economic landscape, which is a bullshit speak way for rich people here to keep their jobs, and the people who actually make things get kicked to the never-ending curb, and the games they spent years on will never see the light of day, meaning years of their work just vanishes under a stack of non-disclosure agreements, leaving a massive black hole at the top of their resumes forever. Fun stuff, Cool, great, no notes. PlayStation recently announced that the PS5 had surpassed 50 million units sold, was outpacing the sales of the PS4. Recent data suggests the PS5 was outselling the Xbox Series consoles 2-1. Insomniac Games, which have this morning include several empty desks where humans were sitting yesterday, announced last year that their massively successful game Spider-Man 2 was the fastest selling PlayStation game ever made. Naughty Dog, which now includes several empty desks as well, where humans used to sit, also announced last year that the Last of Us franchise, now an award-winning television show on HBO, has eclipsed 37 million game sales sold so far. And you're probably wondering, is anyone safe, and is any of it ever good for anyone ever? And the answer is probably no, unless you're Jim Ryan or Bobby Kotick or Phil Spencer, and you can weather the storm and punt the burden onto anyone and everything underneath you. I don't have anything fun or clever or inspiring to say here. I just want to say I hope it stops, and it doesn't feel like it will anytime soon. Jim ended his statement by saying, "Thank you for your understanding during this difficult period. Please be kind to yourselves and to each other." Great, something to think about while you're having an existential crisis in the unemployment line today. Thanks, Jim.
The closure of PlayStation's London studio, known for its work on virtual reality titles and experimental projects, comes as a surprise to many within the gaming community. The studio's contributions to PlayStation's VR platform, including the critically acclaimed Blood and Truth and PlayStation VR Worlds, had garnered praise from both players and industry insiders alike. However, despite these achievements, Sony has opted to shutter the studio as part of a broader restructuring effort. While Sony's decision may be driven by strategic imperatives, it underscores the need for greater transparency and support for employees affected by such changes. Ultimately, the success of PlayStation and the broader gaming ecosystem depends not only on innovation and profitability, but also on the well-being of the talented individuals who bring these virtual worlds to life. Well, that's it for now. If you liked it, please don't forget to leave your like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.